greater Boston area, you're listening to the myTERN podcast brought to you by the Tufts University Education Reentry Network. These are stories of life during and after incarceration told by people who are living it and working to overcome the odds.
When you're trying to find yourself, it's some things you always will feel ashamed of. You'll always feel less than, even though you know you're much more than, but it's a daily basis, it's a daily process. And for me, school, it's giving me a chance to live my dreams that I've always wanted to live, to have an education, to get a degree that I put behind me because of the life I was living. Hi, I'm Calvena. I am a 49-year-old woman. I'm a single mom of one child. I've lived my life with some trauma. I've overcome some trauma, and I still have some trauma.
My name is Marie Lafontant. Just like Calvena, I'm a single mom of a beautiful 11-year-old daughter. I was incarcerated at Framingham State for about 18 months, and I have been out for the past it's gonna be about a year. It was very difficult because I was a single mom and my daughter was about 6 or 7 at the time. And it was always me and her. So, she, I think, got, a lot of the trauma kind of fell on her because I was gone, for this long, and I've never been gone for that long. Her having been taken by DCF and moving from household to household or program to programs had left the big scar on her that I kind of feel guilty about, and felt like, for the rest of my life, I'm gonna feel guilty about it.
My experience with my child in incarceration, my challenges were, my son was also taken by DCF, and my challenges were I had to find placement for him or he would be placed in DCF custody, and I didn't want that. I found a family member that took custody of my child, and my child till this day, he has a lot of his own resentment towards me, and it's through my incarcerations, you know what I mean, in and out of his life, not being there for him. It is a very painful situation. It's not anything that any mother wants to experience, being away from their children.
Having seen other women or seen other single moms who've been incarcerated, who've been through the struggles, who understand your struggles, means a lot. You know what I mean? We've got to stick together. It's a fight. When I got out, I had to fight to get her back. Because like the system, the way it works, it just doesn't work in a way where I felt like I was by myself, like no one was for me. I had to kind of stand alone and figure things out. Like DCF didn't help with anything, so they just give you a list of things that needed to be done, and you just gotta go figure it out. And it's hard, like emotionally, that you just came out of an 18 months being in a place like prison, and then having to come out and just be able to keep your head up and go and get certain things done where, like emotionally, I was just a mess. Financially, I was a mess. I had nothing. So but my daughter, she gives me hope, she gives me strength. And I felt like she only has me. I had to fight for her. And if I didn't want to fight for myself, I had to fight for her. So I decided to fight.
I have 2 beautiful granddaughters that I'm fighting to see, that I want to see, and that I know that I will get to see one day. I don't know when that will be, but I know that I have the resilience, as Marie stated, and that it's the hope that I have through this program and through my dreams that I can better myself, that I am bettering myself, to be able to have a relationship with my son again.
And growing up like in Dorchester or like in the neighborhood I grew up in, there was, I don't know, it was just never, there was no one there. Like, you know what I mean? I would go to school and, you know, like I'll go to school hungry and I'll come back home and I'll be hungry. And, you know, and my mom, you know, was working 2 jobs, and most of the time I was home by myself. And, you know, so you are surrounded by people who are like you, who has nothing to do, nowhere to go, and, you know, who are also crying out, you know what I mean? And then so you're looking at each other and it's like, I can't help you, you can't help me, and there's nobody else there to help. I remember my mom asking my mom for $50 one time and to take my SAT, and she said, where am I gonna get it from? You know what I mean? And I'm just like, well, so I'm not gonna take it, you know? And it's just like, okay, then you don't take it because I don't have it, you know what I mean? So just, you know, little things that you could have done when you were younger to get out of certain life situation, but there were no doors for you, no avenue for you to go in to get things that you needed.
For me, drugs at a very young age, 14, 15, abusive men, 14, 15, rearranging my face, being molested, being raped, you know, thrown out of moving vehicles, held at gunpoint, tied up. I wondered why nobody helped me. I wondered why I'm in school, my face, black eyes, busted up face. Where was my help? I know these teachers seen me. I know my mom knew what was going on. I didn't understand why I was out there prostituting at the age of 15. You know, I didn't understand those things. I was a child.
You know, even though you know going to the store to steal stuff is wrong, but where I need it, you know what I mean? Where else am I gonna get it? You're not giving it to me. You know, arresting me and putting me in jail, it's like, okay, then just this is my life. And, you know, for a long time, I just kind of felt like this is the card that was dealt for me and I just gotta play it. And I don't have, there's no other, I'm not being dealt any other hand. This is it.
Like Marie said, we were children. We didn't know any better. We survived the best way we could. We shouldn't have been incarcerated for being a drug addict. We shouldn't have been incarcerated for being abused. We shouldn't have been led to a cell for being in the situations that we in. There should have been treatment, you know what I mean? There should have been programs set up for us. Then I begged them not to put me in a cell to get me treatment. I begged on so many occasions.
And so now I'm at the place where I'm trying to heal from just having been, my dream been shattered by being incarcerated, and kind of felt like, I don't know, like who am I to dare to dream, you know, kind of thing. And, you know, I'm trying to get out of that mindset that, you know, having been incarcerated is not an all be all, that, you know, there's life after incarceration. And so I'm at this point where I am trying to begin to dream again, you know what I mean? It's okay, you've done something, it's done, it's in the past, and now, you know, it's hard to move forward, you know, it's because you still living in a system that controls you, you know what I mean? You still live in a system that at any time could tell you, hey, you know what I mean, this is not a place for you, you know? So, and it's hard, you know, like I want to dream big, I want to dream for my daughter, I want my daughter to have big dreams, but these fears, it's hard to get rid of them. It's hard to push them down because they're so alive. You know what I mean? Like they're so alive today, like on a daily basis we see it. So, so I'm fighting, you know, to dream again. And but right now I'm just trying to deal with that fear.
Well, Maria, I just want to tell you that life does not end after incarceration. It does not end there. Mm-hmm. I know some of those fears that you're facing. I lived them, I still live them. But you will gain your trust back in the community. I will pray for you that you will gain your trust back. But it is, being your first incarceration, it is gonna, those are things you are gonna feel. But life doesn't end after incarceration. I'm still here, as you see. Mm-hmm. My Corey is completely sealed. And those are things that you will continue to work on. And as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, yeah, nobody's gonna mess with you. Mm-hmm. And you will overcome that. But I understand everything that you're going through. I did it, I lived it, I faced it after many incarcerations. and it'll go away. And I'm rooting for you, because you're one strong, resilient woman, one powerful woman.
Thank you.
And it gets better. Yeah, my thing was I lived my life for others. I was in domestic relationships. I was in unhealthy relationships. I was abused a lot. I am not in those relationships today. I am in my own home alone with myself, and that's okay today. And I know that that's okay. I'm in therapy, I'm in treatment, I'm in groups, I'm in counseling. I'm in it took a lot of work for me to get here. It took a lot of work for me to say I'm letting go of these relationships. I'm letting go of these people, because I don't like to be alone. But I have to be alone if I'm gonna better myself, and if I'm gonna be to better and help other people. I had to let go of some things. It was not easy, and if that's okay.
I've never been into an abusive relationship, but I grew up with an abusive father who, you know what I mean, abused my mom, abused his girlfriend. My dad killed someone just by, he beat her so much, and she, you know what I mean, ended up killing, you know, so like part of my fear of being intimate with somebody is that I feel like because I grew up in that environment, and, you know, my family is, you know, was in a very abusive relationship, so I fear relationship, you know what I mean, because I don't want to ever be in that position. But when I see women that have been through it and come out for the better, you know, it does give me hope.
Yes, Maria, thank you so much for that. Yes, overcoming abuse isn't easy as well. Takes a lot of resiliency to overcome abuse. You have to let go of a lot of relationships. You lose some people along the way. You lose family members along the way, but it's okay. It's okay, Marie. And I always tell you, when we do talk, you are gonna be okay. You're gonna get through all of that. And I am here to support you as well. And
Me as well. To tell yourself that you're worthy of going to college, or you're worthy of getting a career, you're worthy of never having to be incarcerated anymore, you're worthy of being a great mom, you know. It was always hard for me because I felt like I've never taken the time to deal with myself, and I always felt like I need to be at a place where I feel confident enough that, you know what I mean, I've gone through my past, I've understood it, I've gone through it, I've dealt with it, and now I'm able to move on. And I felt like now, since I've been in myTERN, that I've started the process, you know what I mean, just by writing and doing certain things. Like I have started the process of kind of like putting the things that happened to me in the past, you know what I mean? For so long, I've carried them with me. Because I've never had anyone in my life to kind of look at me and says, hey, you know what I mean? Like, who are you? You know, and I felt like, you know, being here was the first time somebody said to me, who are you? Let me know. I want to know who you are, you know what I mean? And just, you know, with the students in myTERN, and just people look at you and, you know, genuinely felt like they wanted to know, you know. And then so even though like I didn't, you know, I was a little bit hesitant, but at the same time, like you can't ignore, you know, as human being, you want to be accepted. You know what I mean? You want to feel like somebody's looking at you, or somebody sees you.
You have to build yourself a support. You have to build yourself a support network. You have to feel gratitude about yourself. You have to feel that you're worthy. You know, I never felt worthy before. You know, I feel worthy today. I didn't love myself before. I love myself today. You know what I mean? I was abused in my life. You know, I'm not abused today. I know that I'm not going to be abused today. I'm not going to tolerate any abuse today. You know what I mean? I abused my child, not physically, but mentally. You know, I allowed people to abuse me, which led to me abusing my household. You know, I wasn't the parent that I should have been had I, you know, opened my eyes the way I do today, back then, a lot of things would have been different, through myTERN, through just some of the support networks I have, Families for Justice Healing, Sisters Unchained. You can see the worth in you.
To be able to come and, get out of the mentality of, I'm worthless and I can't do anything. And even, like I tried to go back to school for like over 10 or 15 years now. And just having the opportunity to be sitting in the classroom with other classmates. And I was the type of person that avoided conflicts, you know what I mean? And just being able to, be in class, and if something went wrong, that, like the professor, I could be sitting with a professor and just be able to, express what I feel, and then also feel like I was in a safe place, that I wasn't gonna be judged. And I think being a place where you don't feel like people are judging you for your past or for who you are, for what you've done, and just really want to see you better yourself moving forward. So I've had that, and I've had therapy with the RIA House, who's been very consistent, and calling me on a weekly basis and make sure that I'm okay, and if anything is wrong, and I'm able to call and talk to someone. Same thing with Project Place. I've been with Project Place for 2 years, and they're just, every now and then I get an email just checking up, or a letter just checking up. So it's things like that.
Just knowing that there's people out here that want to see us succeed, that in itself is just like, it just makes you feel so good to know that people really do care about you and that they really want to see you do good. It just makes your whole life, the whole outlook on life so much better. It really does.
My mother never went to school. Like, she only did second grade, and that was it. And then so growing up, it was just my mom and my two brothers. Even though there were opportunities for me to do something or go to college, I couldn't, because my mom didn't understand the concept of even going to college, you know what I mean? And also there was nobody around that I look up to that's been to college. So I went to Bunker Hill, and I had to work full time and then go to school, and it was just a struggle having to work in school, and to the point where, work became more important, you know what I mean? Because, you have to live, you have to feed yourself, you have to take care of yourself. So school become less and less important, especially in the Black communities, because we have to survive, like my mom, I get to the point where now I had to help my mom out, you know what I mean? Because she got sick, or, stuff happened. And, and that was the life for every single person I knew. I just kind of felt like if I didn't come to the program, then I would have just stayed the same, you know what I mean? I would have just kept busy working, try to make a living, try to take care of my daughter, and just never really take care of myself. And I thought the time that I spent, I was only there for 1 semester. Due to my daughter, I had to leave. But the time that I was there, I felt like I learned so much about myself. I learned so much about where I want to be, you know what I mean? 5 years from now or 3 years from now. And I started this process here, and felt like if that opportunity wasn't available to me, that process would have still in a standstill. And so I'm grateful for that.
So I know that I'm very intelligent, and I didn't want to waste my life. I wasted so much of my life, you know what I mean? I had to do something. I had to do something to have an education, to get a degree, to just do so many things that I've always wanted to do, that I put behind me because of the life I was living, because I've always lived my life for other people. And I don't have to live my life for other people today. I can live for Calvena today. And that's the biggest thing that myTERN has taught me, that I can live for Calvena today. This program has I found so much of myself in this program. I could go on about so much of myself, just loving myself. I'm not stopping just here at myTERN. I will be continuing on with myTERN. I will continue to be here for everybody like they were here for me. I will continue my education. God willing, I will get into college next year, and I will just continue as much education as I possibly honestly can to aspire all my goals and aspirations.
Me or Calvena, we've struggled, but we've made it through a little bit and have made some pathways and stuff, but it's still hard, you know what I mean? Like, there's still people in my community that still feel the same, that still kind of have to struggle to survive, that still, you know what I mean? I mean, I've always wanted to like help a lot of help teenagers, especially pregnant teenagers, because I've come across a lot of young people that are pregnant and that are just on the street and have nowhere to go.
Giving back to my community and being able to give in a healthy way is my biggest dream. When I was down at my lowest, there was someone there for me, and I want to be there just in that same way, and that's how I balance it, that's how I look at it. I want to be there for other women. I want to be able to give somebody, lead them to help when they need help. When someone is calling for help, I want to be able to give them help. I want to be able to lead them to help. Women are worthy, and that's my message that I want to set out, is that you are worthy. You're so worthy. You don't have to be abused. I want the first signs of abuse to be known, and you get out right away. You get out. You don't stay for nothing. You don't stay. You know, and that's what I did. I stayed, you know, and that was my downfall. My future is, I see myself opening up my domestic violence home for women and girls. I see me writing books. I see me in myTERN mentoring students, mentoring these people coming from these cells. I see these cells demolished. I see them completely gone. Real talk, I can't stand prisons. I see myself, I want to teach. I don't know what I want to teach, but I want to teach. I want to teach. And I have so many dreams and so many goals, and I can see them all, and I dream about them all. And it's just, I got a clear mind today. My mind it's not fogged. It's completely clear. This is me talking. You know what I mean? This is myself.
Thank you for listening to the myTERN podcast. The myTERN program is a Tufts University accredited program providing education, mentorship, and a career development support to and by those who have been directly impacted by the criminal justice system. myTERN's objective is to provide an opportunity for each participant to rediscover and reframe their skills, interests, responsibilities, and commitments. This podcast is created and produced in partnership with Jonathan M. Tisch College of Civic Life and the Bridging Differences Grant Program. Music brought to you by Burnell Jones II. Learn more or support myTERN at tubbit.org.